Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? You guys are going to hear this in the Algebra 1 video as well, but I was trying to put some music together with it. It was a failed attempt, but I will get that figured out here in the near future. I hope you guys enjoyed the little joke. I'm going to try to figure out some more ways just to kind of spice up the lesson videos and stuff. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to do a little bit more review, some stuff that you've done in Algebra 1 today, and we're going to kind of go on from there. So if you guys remember today, we worked with multiplying fractions and dividing fractions. And the rule is that when you multiply fractions, you're going to multiply straight across. So this would be the same thing as 3 times 1 over 7 times 4. Now let's do our multiplication. 3 times 1 is 3. 7 times 4 is 28. Let's check and see if this is in simplified form. 3 does not go into 28 because 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 10 is 30. So this would be our simplified form and the answer, which is 3 over 28. We're going to go on to example number 2. And this is where we're going to do, I think, 1 or 2 of these problems because these are what's going to probably be the most difficult for you to understand. So we're going to start by, we have a division problem. We're going to start, we always want to change this to multiplication just to make it easier. So we're going to say 3 over 7 times, and then we have to get the reciprocal of the second one, which means we're going to flip the fraction. And this becomes 4 over 1. So now we're going to do our multiplication. 3 times 4 is 12. 7 times 1 is 7, giving us our answer of 12 over 7. And remember, you can write this as a mixed number as well if you'd like, but I would prefer you leave it as an improper fraction. Example number 3, we're going to go ahead and do one more of these. And in this one, it's going to actually bring up something that will make multiplying fractions slightly easier as well. We have 9 over 2. That's going to get rewritten as 9 over 2. Division is going to become multiplication. And 3 over 4, we're going to flip it, and it becomes 4 over 3. Now, we could just multiply straight across. We would get 36 over 6, which wouldn't be too difficult to deal with because those numbers are fairly simple. But I'm going to show you an easier way to do this. When we deal with multiplying fractions, you can do something called cross-canceling, which means I can cancel diagonally. So I could try to cancel 9 and 3, and I can try to cancel 4 and 2. So we're going to do that. 9 and 3 have a common factor of 3. So it's just like simplifying one fraction. I'm going to simplify both of these by factoring out a 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. We're going to do the exact same thing with 4 and 2. 2 is a factor of 2. 2 is a factor of 4. So I'm going to take out a 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. This leaves me a problem of 3 over 1 times 2 over 1. Let's do our multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. 6 divided by 1 is 6. And if the multiplying of fractions works out this way that you can cancel, it does make it a lot easier because you work with smaller numbers like this instead of numbers like 36 divided by 6. Okay, so I hope that'll be a help with the multiplying. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do one more example, and this is just going to be working with long division. I want to go over long division with you guys again in just a generalized long division problem. So we're going to take 3 divided by 11. Since it's being divided by 11, the 11 goes on the outside, the 3 goes on the inside. Now, we're going to ask ourselves, how many times does 11 go into 3? Well, it doesn't. So I'm going to put a 0 and I'm going to put a decimal. And I'm also going to put a decimal here with the 3. Now I'm going to ignore the decimal at this point until I'm completely done. Okay? So now we're going to add a 0 here. And we're going to say, how many times does 11 go into 30? That is 2 times. And that is 22. 30 minus 22 is 8. Well, 11 doesn't go into 8, so I'm going to add another 0. At this point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring that 0 down, and you get 80. And now we're going to do it again. 11 goes into 88 7 times. And that will be 77 with a remainder of 3. Bring down a 0. And you should notice something. I've got 30 here, and that's what I started with here. So let's go ahead and do it again. This is going to be a 2. This is 22 with 8 left over. Put another 0, bring it down. This is going to be 7. 77 with a remainder of 3. By now you should have noticed that this is 27, 27, and this is going to continue, which tells me that 3 divided by 11 equals 0.27 repeats. And this is just a helpful way get you guys prepared for converting from fractions to decimals to percentages and back and forth between those, because it is going to require some long division. And I know that you've probably done your fair share of long division, but I want to make sure to touch on it. Hopefully we can clear up any mistakes, especially when it's not as easy as 64 divided by 8 or something of that nature. I hope you guys have a great night tonight. Remember, finish up your Algebra 1 homework and get these notes done. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow in class.